We're gonna play some more Rakdos today. I ended up changing. I got the 4th Shattering Spree for the 3rd Alpine Moon. Hi, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you have a good day today. I feel like I just really want to draw Alpine Moon a lot, and it gives you like a little bit of a better game against Titan 2. That's the only change I made. Obviously, we've been killing with this deck. I've trophied 6 out of my last 7 leagues playing the deck. Only went 5-3 in the challenge. Had a couple of bad beats, but really just been super impressed by this deck. Playing against E-Tron. You can keep this. Is Cling to Dust a consideration? It's a consideration. The problem with Cling to Dust is I think that 3 escape spells are like kind of appropriate for the number for like our for what we're playing. Like without like a ton of card advantage, without like Thought Scours, like 3 escape spells feels like about the right number to me. Okay, let me take the Reshaper. So ideally we're gonna get Voidwalker down before my opponent plays Karn, and then getting to get a Karn for Void Mirror is gonna be our plan here, I think. But we won't need to do that till next turn, so let's go ahead and go Darcy Bauble. Bauble to the yard. Bauble myself. Bauble. There's a Blackcleave Cliffs on top. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle that, I think. Inquisition there, Ballista. And then let's keep this on top, so next turn we can go Voidwalker, Thoughtseize their Karn. And then next turn, if they don't draw an answer to Voidwalker, we get to go Karn, Void Mirror, and probably win the game. Although maybe we die to Smasher still. You think that this deck is the best Kroxa's ever been? Yeah, probably. Which isn't necessarily saying all that much, you know? Good morning, Peters. Good morning, everybody. Is Tourach good or replaceable? Tourach, I think, is very good. I really think the first 2 copies of Tourach are very strong. I think you could play Dark Confidants instead. It seems like that's kind of, you know, a divide that the player base has with this deck. And that's okay. If you disagree with me, I encourage you to play Bob, and I hope it's really good. Oh, they have 2 cards. Interesting. Kind of interesting that they played Saga too. I kind of thought that they would not. Maybe I should have taken the Smasher. I don't know. We could just Unholy Heat the Smasher. Discard Kroxa as part of the cost to get Delerium. Let's see if our opponent plays around Void Mirror. What do you think about folks flashing Prismatic Ending? I think it's fine. I think like if you're going to do that, if you're going to splash white for Prismatic Ending, you have to like I think really feel like you've got a really good reason why you're doing that. Okay, so here we get to go Unholy Heat. Discard the Kroxa to the trigger. Surveil this into the graveyard. Kill Smasher. Karn. For Void Mirror. Graveyard that too. This is dirty. This is the 2nd time we've game 1 Void Mirrored. I guess we'll put that on top. Internet's been performing well for the last week and a half. We haven't really had any problems. This is a brutal game 1. Instagram. Yeah. I understand that what Prismatic Ending does for the deck. I would just want to feel like very confident in the decision to play a card like that. So if I escape Kroxa, it does get Blast on. Man, their Saga did nothing this game. Could also grab an Explosives, could grab a Chalice. I think I'm gonna attack with my Void Mirror, my Darcy. And I don't want to escape the Kroxa, right? Into the blast zone, so let's go. Destroy expedition map, return Ragavan. Yeah, it happened again. It happened again. But you know, maybe we'll board in the void mirrors and not be able to do that this game. Probably need all the Shattering Sprees. Just answering Chalice seems so important to me. Excuse me. So I think I'm gonna be going down to Inquisitions and Bolts. These are the worst cards of the matchup, I feel. Can maybe on the draw cut the second Tourach. I kind of want it back on the play. Maybe the fourth Inquisition and the third Kroxa can go too. Seems pretty good to me. Yeah, back to the best deck in the format. Tempest of Light, I think I mentioned the Enchantress matchup was rough. Yeah, it's just, you only get 15 sideboard cards, you know? I don't think that I would want to dedicate a sideboard card to the Enchantress matchup, even if I was splashing white, you know? Even like one copy of Destroy All Enchantments, I'm assuming that's what Tempest of Light does. Even if one copy of that does not shore up the matchup, you would need to play like 2, 3 to like have a great matchup against them. And Enchantress is not popular enough right now for me to want to dedicate any amount of sideboard cards for it. The matchup is going to be bad if you're not playing like at least 3 sideboard cards for it, and it's just not popular enough to justify that. If you know, if your local meta has a ton of yeah, that's true. This deck only gets 14 sideboard cards. That's absolutely very relevant. Like, you know, your sideboard is just very taxed, and it's very true to keep in mind when you're playing decks like this that you can choose to beat anything. You can choose to beat Enchantress. You can choose to beat Boggles. You can choose to beat Eldrazi. You can choose to beat the Urza Saga decks, but you can't choose to beat everything. It's not really, well, I should say, if you feel like your fair deck is beating literally every deck, then you probably have a problem in the format. Your deck is probably like bannable, but you're just not supposed to be able to beat everything. You try to beat as much as you possibly can, but you're just gonna have bad matchups, and that's okay. How to do a Sanctifier? We have discard spells, we have engineer explosives, and we have prayers to Klothys. But like, even if you're gonna like play like Pyrite Spellbomb or like Prismatic Ending, if you're gonna play like inefficient answers to Sanctifier to get around the protection, that card still wrecks you when it enters the battlefield a lot. That card still just like exiles your Klothyses and shrinks your Darcy's. That card can still just be absolutely devastating. I'm gonna bubble myself. We're a little flooded here. Alpine Moon on top is gonna be a keep. Oh no, Alpine Moon and Voidmire is kind of a nombo. Alpine Moon, nombo with Voidmire. And Voidmire, Mishra's Bauble is a nombo too. Well, now I'm just gonna Alpine Moon their sagas here. And now it's not really an issue. Now, these are not really for the Eldrazi Tron matchup. I mean, you bring them in, but that's not the main reason they're in your sideboard to begin with. So they do have a Cavern of Souls, so they can still cast their Eldrazi, but this is going to counter everything else until they get like an Urborg or something. Did you play their Cavern? Did they draw a Thoughtseize here? They did not. Weird game. Waste was one of the draws too. Their hand is Uga and 2 mystery cards. It's gonna get the cat down. Weird game. Sack their relic. Sure. Is an Alpine Moon Mirror Nombo? Not if you name Urza Saga. It is a bit of a Nombo. But if you name Urza Saga, it's fine. But we're playing Void Mirror for the Cascade decks. It's something you can bring in against Eldrazi Tron. Like, this card is absurd against Eldrazi Tron. Not as good in other matchups. Like Green Tron, but like this card is still like so good against Eldrazi Tron, you bring it in, even if there's a Nombo with Alpine Moon. This is for Urza Saga decks and like Green Tron, and then this is for Cascade decks. And you just instantly also both bring them in against E-Tron, and there's some tension. But if you name Urza Saga, they don't get to use a color anyways. Second Cavern, okay, kind of interesting. So let's see if my opponent realizes I can attack with the Luris because of Shinka. Does realize. So Alpine Moon can make a land type of any color. So if you Alpine Moon naming a Tron piece, that Tron piece can make colored mana to get through the Void Mirror. They did draw another Eldrazi. I guess we actually just let this go. Two Thought-Knot Seers is pretty good though. Might lose this game. We flooded out kind of badly. Didn't even really have that many good draws here, to be honest. Burn Spell would be good because you go first strike and then block. Yeah. Oh, I guess I get to like Kroxa again off Luris, but I'm chumping with Luris. I'm pretty far away from escaping Kroxa. So building your sideboard for unknown is hard. Yeah, I mean, yes, that is the case. I don't feel like I'm building my sideboard for the unknown, though. But yes, it is. I guess we don't have to chump. We could attack one more turn. Yes, building your sideboard for an unknown metagame is really hard, but it's also. But I also don't feel like this is an unknown metagame. Like you literally can't beat every deck with your sideboard in Modern. You just need to try to beat as many decks as you can, I feel. So Kroxa. Attack with Luris again. Chump with Darcy. Is chumping better than just attacking to gain 3? Yeah, I figured it out. These Shattering Sprees are so dead. The next turn we get to go chump, replay Darcy. We die to a Smasher, of course, but got a chance here. Could replay Darcy to keep chumping, survive without losing Luris again. I'm gonna do this. Chomp, go to 1. If I Thoughtseize my Shattering Spree, I'm still not quite escaping Kroxa. If only I could have my Void Mirror counter all the spells in my hand. Could shatter your own Void Mirror to surveil. Yeah, but then I guess I could replay the Void Mirror off Luris. Well, we can first strike the Luris here. They block. And then we could go chump seer with our Darcy and our Ragavan. Yeah, I don't really like this block that much. I don't think I can get Delerium here, or enough cards in my graveyard for Kroxa. I can cast the Thoughtseize though. I can attack, play Darcy, Thoughtseize a Shattering Spree, go down to 6, chump with Darcy, then I get it to escape Kroxa. Obviously doesn't feel very good, but I just we need to get this Kroxa out there. We also need to fade, Reality Smasher still, of course. But it's not. I don't think we could ever beat that this game. Empty hand, destroy mirror, Kroxa. If we destroy the mirror, then I feel like we just lose the game. Could we have destroyed the, I don't, so could we have gone Shattering Spree, mirror, Thoughtseize, Shattering Spree, escape Kroxa, replay mirror off Luris? Because we need this mirror in play. We're gonna die if we lose the mirror. It also is true, like, if they have any removal spells in their hand, they get to cast them, which I think is too risky. So now, oh, leaves these guys back, very wise. But now we finally drew a fetch land. Which is, not Delerium, unfortunately. This is kind of free, though. Not really gonna do anything, though. Just, I think technically correct to escape to cast this first. Oh, there's so many things that can be live. I mean, don't I only lose to, oh, they named Construct. I only lose to Ballista and Reality Smasher, which is a lot of things. But those are literally the only two cards that do anything here, right? Because of Void Mirror. And now we don't even die to Smasher anymore. Or Ballista. Oh no, I did tap myself out of this. Probably won't be that relevant though. I'm trying to figure out how this would be relevant. So I think we just attack with everybody. Because they have to put a creature in front of Kroxa, right? So I guess I could have first strike Kroxa and I could have maybe drawn something to save Luris, but I think losing Luris is fine. Did Shadow Void Mirror replay Void Mirror? No, if you do that, like any Dismember, Spatial Contortion, or Warping Wail can be cast. And I think it's pretty likely that our opponent has one of those. Although they did discard 2 Spatial Contortions. I don't know, I really just don't think that it's very wise to do that. Is there room for like 1 or 2 on Earth? We have a sideboard on Earth. I mean the deck list honestly feels very like hammered out and refined to me. I don't feel like there's a ton of, oh, they drew the Smasher. We were dead to this for so many turns and just not dead to it anymore. Oh, but they do have an attack, don't they? Okay, so I might need to Shattering Spree my Void Mirror now. Oh no, I just drew Fear. Okay, well. These legendary lands are literally carrying us, bruv. They're just so good. And they just cost you so little to play one of each. I'm gonna watch the D&D thing for Wizards at 8:30. No, I've got a stream to do. Jag, got a deck tech whenever you're ready. I might not be on Corrosion. It kind of depends on your sideboard plan against like the decks where you bring Corrosion in because of the Chalices. I do agree that with Chalices there's probably not that much. I mean, you could just play Baubles over these and play Luris as a companion. And like not play that. That might be better. That might be better. I mean, like, but I think this is a fine way to build it too. I don't know if I'm a believer in Cleansing Nova. Sideboard, like, I imagine is gonna be like very hard to hammer out anyways. Oh, it's the Glimpse deck. And their hand sucks. How is this a keep? How is this a keep? What the hell? I don't have too many notes. Like I would try like, I feel like you probably have too many Bring to Light targets in your sideboard is like just one note that I have, but in general, I think this deck is very cool. It looks very good to me. You could maybe play Baubles instead of these cards, and maybe not. This seems like a fine way to build it too. Luris as a companion. Good deck. Good job. Seems good. What is the one of Omnath? It's a Bring to Light target, I feel. Just like a lot of the cards in this deck. See if they remember that they forgot Shadow can't block. So I might, should I Spyro off this? No, I should take this Shardless Agent. Should I Shardless Agent? Sure. Oh, I could also Wave Sifter. Hell yeah. So another good matchup for the Chalice Void Mirrors. So they're gonna Spyro, discard Chancellor, Tireless Provisioner. Kolaghan's Command. Send him for 3. Gonna lose 2, then having drawn another Cascade spell, I think. Okay. Alright, skip the beat. If they attack with everything, we can kill them. So I think I'm gonna try to bait that. Yeah, so we go. I guess we have to draw a land. We go 2 damage to them, make them discard a card into Unholy Heat. No, we kill them off the treasure token. I'm so much faster at casting Cryptic Command than Kolaghan's Command. I just know where all the modes are on Cryptic Command. Can't they gain 3? Oh, they can. No, these are clues. These are clues, not treasures. So we're gonna go Unholy Heat, dash Ragavan, hit them for 5 off the treasure token bolt. They can fetch. They don't have any food. They have clue tokens and treasure tokens. They can fetch to get a food. What are you talking? Oh wait, this makes food or treasures? What? Okay, chat. Well played. Well played. These in a deck tech. For $5 or 25,000 channel points. Just send me one of those and then you just post the link in chat. I guess we could just bolt but we just don't bolt now. Oh, their top card was Shardless Agent. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if they crack a clue or a food, I'll just bolt them in response. And then we can also bolt them in response to a Cascade, maybe, if they crack a clue first. Yeah. Wait, I thought I added my other bolts. Hold on. Oh no. I got the Strixhaven bolts, but these are in here instead. Sad. The Glimstick is still breaking? Breaking like Magic Online? Yeah, I think so. Seems like good configuration against them. New Lurus buff. Yeah, I saw Sphere of Annihilation. That card's pretty good. I'm interested in like the man lands. They're gonna looks like there's gonna be 5 land lands, one of each color, that enter untapped if you control 2, you know, it is like the fast land text, which is really interesting. They enter untapped if it's your one of your first 3 lands, right? They tap for colorless. Well, this hand's a snap keep. Does their deck have a Rhino swap thing? Maybe, but I feel like the Rhino stuff like folds to the same stuff that Glimpse does. I don't know why they would swap for Chalices. It's not like Living End or Rhinos. It's not like Living End where Living End swaps to Rhinos to play around Graveyard Hate, you know? Nice ley line. B-Hood, thank you for your 5-month resub. Appreciate ya. I'm gonna save the Chalice in case I draw a Bauble. There's like really no reason to play it right now, except exposing it to destruction. They're faster lands? Oh, is it actually only like when it only enters untapped if it's one of your first 2? Chalice of the, oh sorry, Void Mirror subs Voidwalker activated, but Chalice doesn't. Maybe I could have Kroxa first. Could discard an answer to Chalice. Yeah, I mean it does. I agree that the set seems to be like intentionally like standard power level. Not too strong, which is good, right? Those manlands cost so much to activate. I mean, but they enter untapped. Like manlands that enter untapped, even conditionally. I also feel like Showdown of the Scowls is like a grindy card, and like you're already super duper grindy over the top deck. I would also maybe just play 4 Resurgent Belief. I feel like just suspending this card on turn 2 is going to be maybe a bit better than... Wait, hold on. Where are your ways to like cast Resurgent Belief? You're only playing 2 and you're not playing like any As Foretold. Yeah, you gotta play 4 of the card you're built around if you're... Yeah, for sure. Skip this. Playing against Doom. Why no Thin Side? It's a grindy card where you get to back to Luris and matchups that remove Luris a lot. I think Raven's Warming kind of stinks. Against Doomwake was... Doomwake revealed Kihira, I just noticed that. We'll keep Lightning Bolt against Kihira. This matchup's probably terrible. I would play 4 Cast Out, 4 Shark Typhoons, cut the Showdowns, cut the Raven's Wardings, play 4 Resurgent Beliefs. Maybe not play as many counter spells and stuff. Probably gonna get Voidwalker down. It's actually pretty good against them having a voice. I'm also like thrilled if Doom subtleties the Voidwalker. I think. Kind of want Thoughtseize Risen Reef. Might be the Glimpse Elementals. It might be, yeah. Might be. I know there's a few different versions of these elemental decks running around. Is Bauble too ubiquitous? Probably, yeah. My card is really, really good. Yeah, just not gonna subtlety. I'm no defender of Mishra's Bauble. Cool, so definitely the bolt's gonna line up well here. Maybe try to get another land on top for Tourach. I'll graveyard that. 2 subtleties. Well, if we take Omnath and Omnath, my opponent is gonna subtlety. I could take a subtlety. Math's so good though. Yeah, subtlety sucks. I'm just gonna take the Omnath. Cast Kroxa. If they discard one of their subtleties, we'll get to Luris here, or to Omnath if we want to. They did, so now they don't have a blue card to pitch. 2 mana Omnath, pretty good, huh? Suspend 1 though, balanced. I've ever played Vintage. I played Vintage maybe like, I probably played like 100 matches of Vintage lifetime, which is by far like the, you know, least amount of any format I've ever played. But I have enjoyed the games I've played, I'd say. Oh, I guess I don't have my Voidwalker. Oh, I guess I have one here, though. Let me attack. Don't have enough black mana here, but... I think I'm pretty interested in kicking a Tourach here. Put Luris into my hand, hold up Bolt. Pro White, very good in this matchup. Was Doom decks to no deck? Yeah, a lot of people have been playing this like Elementals deck. So Void Mirror stops the pitch Elementals and the rebound of Ephemerate. I feel like that maybe is good enough for the first copy. Like we want the 4th Unholy Heat probably. Don't think Explosives is that good against them. Man's kind of bad. Probably play the first one. I just want 1. Yeah, Doom said he's recording. I want the 4 Thoughtseize too. Play that over the Kolaghan's command. Yeah, there's an Elementals deck top 8 of the challenge. There's a lot of different takes. There's like a version that plays Glimpse of Tomorrow. There's a version that is like in on Ephemerate, and then there's like one that's like in on Titania. There's a lot of different directions you can go, but certainly Elementals got a big old buff with the pitch Elementals. Yeah, Modern is the Wild West. We're kind of like pioneering the new Modern format, I'd say. Just really pioneering out here. You can keep this. The Voidwalker seems pretty good against them. With like, you know, the pitch Elementals going to the yard, and then you get to cast those. Ragavan's Natural Predator, Flamekin Harbinger. Have I seen or played much Hardened Scales? I've seen a lot of Hardened Scales. I haven't played the deck since last year. But it's definitely good right now. One of the better decks. Affinity / Scales, I'd say, is like close to tier 1, if not tier 1. Well, Trophy Race isn't over. Trophy Race isn't over. Doom can still pull ahead. I plan to do a Sideboard guide? Yeah, I am. I am. I'm writing a deck guide for CFB. So I might have to stagger the release a bit for the Discord one after like the deck is like changed enough that I'm not like double dipping on content, which is something I want to be very conscious of. I'm not reselling the content I make for Channel Fireball, you know. Gotta kill this Risen Reef. I'll block Ragavan on Mariner if they attack. Can we get a hot take Modern tier list at the moment? I'm sorry, I'm not a content machine. I'm not a. I can't just spew, you know, spew out content at will. It takes, you know, minutes for me to think of these kind of things. And Tourach seems very good against them. Pro White is so relevant. Oh no! Tourach is so bad against them, dude. Tourach sucks against them. Would I play your Kithkin Turbo Frog deck on 7-7? No, I wouldn't. Although they should be going back. I do plan on donation decks coming back next week. Oh no. I do plan on donation decks coming back next week. I'm trying to get like a graphic up. Yikes. 0 mana, 2 for 3. Not too bad, although the sequencing there may be a little sus to play the Risen Reef second, I'll say. It's a little sus. Yeah, opponent foolishly giving me fuel for my Kroxa. Discarding Ephemerate, we dead. Game's over. Yeah, that was enough value, I didn't need any more. They drew Misty Rainforest return. They must just have another Ephemerate. Nothing else really makes much sense. So let me go Tourach into Kroxa here. And then leave Voidwalker in the graveyard for Luris. So even if they Ephemerate Risen Reef, if they don't hit a land, then we get to... I guess I should just Ephemerate the Flamekin Harbinger. Oh, it's Solitude. Solitude was the card. Oh. That makes sense. We're not dead though. We're at 13. We just gained a lot of life. We have Luris Voidwalker. We have a pro white creature, but of course, like any elemental that Doom draws is gonna draw another card, which is a huge problem. Oh, what a rip, golly. It's just like the best elemental. Man. Although, yeah, we get to go Lurrus, Voidwalker. They don't even really have that much in the graveyard to get back, and we can maybe go like... Can I attack? If I attack, they can attack with Solitude. But I think they're dead to Lightning Bolt next turn, right? Or just a removal spell on the Flamekin Harbinger. Oh, they drew Fury. No, they drew Omnath. Yikes. Well, can still win. Because we can kill Flamekin Harbinger, they just get in with both of these, and then bolt them. So I mean, even just any removal spell on this. Assuming we have enough mana, so Kolaghan's command might be too much. They ephemerate Solitude, and then they get rid of Lurrus, which does not get the job done. They still haven't... Okay, they hit a land. They gain enough life. Let's go to game 3. Reef is not white. Oh, right. You're right. Okay, never mind. You right. Alright, let's resubmit. Ragavan much stronger on the play. I would not recommend playing Scourge of the Skyclaves in this deck. It's maybe like a good sideboard card for like creature mirrors, but I think we have to keep Ragavan on the play. Obviously this hand like needs to like rip some lands, but Ragavan makes mana, and I think this matchup is probably bad enough that like keeping a super high upside hand like this makes sense to me. Is Titan the best deck in the format? Maybe. It's like, it's honestly between Titan and this deck, to be honest with you. Titan is like, you know, if you're playing a deck that you feel like has a terrible Titan matchup, you need to figure out a plan. But Titan has like, you know, a lot of sideboard cards that are good against it. I mean, so does this deck, I guess. How's Voidbearer been performing? It's like very good against these suspend decks, which are like mostly what it's in here for. No ban predictions yet. I predict that nothing is going to be banned for a while, and I also like don't anticipate Urza Saga being banned anytime soon. That card is like incredibly overhyped, to be honest with everybody. It's a good card. I'm not denying that it's a good card, but it is just like absurd how hyped it is. It just like really does not live up to the hype. The card just has so many cards that are great against it. There are so many cards that just destroy Urza Saga. And it's also true, like Saga's very good. Saga is also a 6 mana 3-for-1, you know? And you know, it is like a big part of the reason why it's so good is you get to break that 6 mana up over 2 turns. But it is still a 6 mana 3-for-1. And you know, you kind of just are allowed to get 3-for-1s for 6 mana in modern, you know? That just is kind of a reasonable rate. I think I would like to go Voidwalker, Thoughtseize, Endurance here. Sorry, Fury. Ooh, So if they draw a red card, they get to wreck me. Yeah, I'll take the Fury this turn, I think. And then we either get to Voidwalker the Fury to kill Omnath, or we get to go like kick Tourach and then Voidwalker cast Omnath. I guess I'll do that pre-combat. Any chances I'll be playing some more Blue-Red Delverless Delver? Yeah, absolutely. I like that deck a lot. So they're going to cast Endurance. It's fine. We did get the Omnath. I could also just Fury kill the Endurance so I can attack. I think this is like, okay. Doom packs it up. I'm not sure which was better. Probably the Fury. I think Asmo book reference each other being so powerful, pretty big miss. I don't know. I just haven't been that impressed by Asmo lately, but I don't know. I also play a ton of sideboard cards for those matchups. I don't know. I feel like things are fine. Things are fun at the time of making this comment. Let's enjoy that. Let's enjoy Modern while it's fun, you know? Because Modern is not always fun. Kirkinator, thank you for your 3 months resubscription. Appreciate you. How do you feel with the Glimpse of Tomorrow deck? I think it's like a reasonable deck. It's very good against non-interactive decks, as like these kind of strategies often are. And it's very bad against interaction, which is, you know, probably like the level that this deck needs to not be oppressive. Better than Hypergenesis. I think if Hypergenesis and Glimpse of Tomorrow were both legal, the Glimpse of Tomorrow deck would be better than Hypergenesis. But again, Hypergenesis, I don't think is a very good card. I think Hypergenesis would be like pretty close to unplayable in Modern. We could keep another Bauble because we're gonna probably Kolaghan skip next turn, use all our mana, so just like some more surveil value is good. Yeah, Bauble when it's opt. 0 mana opt is even better, you know. Versus Shwume, 15 months, awesome, welcome back. What card is Darcy? Dragon Rage's Channeler is Darcy, so Dragon Rage's Channeler's acronym is DRC. And then that, when you say DRC a lot, DRC just starts to sound like Darcy. I think it's a good name. I actually feel like it's going to catch on. I think that you're going to be able to sit down across your opponent at FNM and say, I cast a Darcy, and they're just going to go, cool, resolves. It's going to be, I think, common vernacular. Do you think the blue-red version of this deck is significantly worse? I mean, the blue-red version of this deck is good, but like this Rakdos deck, I feel is just absurdly good. You know, just like, I think this is the best fair deck in Modern, this Rakdos deck. I've just trophied in like an absurd amount with it lately. All right, which are they gonna kill? Darcy. Tourach seems pretty good, but I think what I'm gonna do here is get a swamp, kill Munitions Expert, return Darcy. Just having such like good value 1-drops also makes command so much stronger. Oh, what a hit. Maybe like best possible hit, I don't know. Get this in the graveyard for Delerium, I think. It's drawing a mountain. Could you play this deck without Ragavan? It'll be a lot worse without Ragavan, but you can play the deck, yeah. Like it'll be still like a playable deck for your like local tournaments and stuff. I would recommend Dark Confidants over Ragavans because they're both, you know, like creatures that facilitate card advantage. What about Shizo? Yeah, we've been playing Shizo and Shinka. We have one of each in the deck, and they just win like a surprising number of games. They won us. It won us a game against E-Tron already today. Game 2 of match 1, getting to fear Kroxa through a blocker. If Fragment was a common, it'd be 50 cents. If Ragavan was a common, it would still be like $10 probably. Like Dragon Rage's Chandler is an uncommon. I mean, maybe not $10, maybe like $5. But Darcy is a $6 uncommon. And Darcy should probably be $10, to be honest with you. Just saying, Darcy is probably like undercosted at like $6. This card is just like the best card in the set. That's not an exaggeration. I really believe Chandler is the best card of the whole set. And is just like a legacy Modern staple and until the end of time, maybe. Is Blitz still a great deck? Yeah, it is, I think. I would say so. So they have Sling Gang. We'll ring later. They get a Crater Maker and a Harbinger. I guess I'm just gonna go Thoughtseize plus Kroxa. Maybe I should Kroxa first though. Keep a Darcy on top. Yeah, I should have Kroxa first. Tourach is just so good. I still don't know why people are crapping on the card. This card is... I've just been so impressed by it. It's fine. I feel like the Thoughtseize is getting the ringleaders are really important. Maybe we'll play like a 3-3 split here. I think Ragavan's probably just trim 2 of those on the draw. Maybe bring them back in on the play. What you said 3 months ago, if someone told you they were going to be printing not 1 but 2 1-drops better than Swift Spear. It's not clear to me Ragavan is better than Swift Spear. Probably is because it just goes in more decks. I would have been shocked. Like I would say that was certainly like a big problem with MH2 is like Red already had the best 1-drops in Modern with Soulscar Mage and Swift Spear, and then all of a sudden you print Ragavan, Asmo, and Darcy in the same set. And just now Red is just like Red was already the best color, and Red is like now just like so far ahead the best color in Modern. What's the worst matchup for this deck? Enchantress is really bad. Any deck that's playing like Sanctifier is scary. The Cascade decks are like bad matchups, but we have like, you know, 3 good sideboard cards for them, so I'm not too worried. Sneep. Are there good hate cards for red cards in Modern? Yeah, there's like Ariak Champion, Sanctifier, or Firewalker. Nothing to the level of Chill, but there are a lot of good anti-red cards. I haven't worked on Enchantress lists. I kind of find them to be a bit boring, to be honest with you. They're just very like linear, and they play all at sorcery speed, and they don't really interact with their opponents at all, and they just kind of play solitaire. Just not really my preferred style of deck. I think the lists that exist are like pretty good. High Spike or High Magical from Texas. Pretty good draw from our opponent. Do you think we're gonna get people wanting Oko and Banned in 3 layers just like we got with Twin? I mean, there's always gonna be people wanting like cards and banned, right? There's every single card that's on the ban list. There's some, you know, fan that lives in their closet saying Oko was actually a balanced Magic card, but no, Oko is a horrible design and way too good and should never be unbanned. I think ideally it should never be unbanned. In 3 years, if every card is Oko, then that's bad for Magic. They hit Snoop Expert? Okay, we're so dead. So dead. This matchup is probably not that good. We can try to maneuver around this. I just feel very dead. You playing the second 100 Burton? That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be at the 100 Burton. I reserved my seat. Would never miss that tournament. So if my opponent play Vials and Expert, we actually get to just kill 3 creatures here. Is Tribal Flame with cover deck still good? I think it's fine, yeah. I have no real reason to think that the deck would be bad. What caused Punishing Fire to get banned when it did? I feel like it wasn't pre-banned? I mean, Punishing Fire plus Grove of the Burn Willows is kind of like an oppressive combination of cards for a lot of archetypes. What is the most busted card on the Modern ban list? It's probably either like Ayavugan or... It's probably Ayavugan. Hogak. Although maybe Faithless Looting is better than Hogak. No, I don't. I feel like Blazing Shoal is good, but I don't know. I've always felt like Blazing Shoal was like, it feels like a tier below. I don't know. Yeah, Mental Misstep maybe. Maybe. Although one thing, it's like Mental Misstep would be pretty bad against like the Eye of Ugin decks in this, like, you know, theoretical doesn't matter about world. Why am I playing this game? We can just never ever win. Isn't Asmo more oppressive to creature strategies than Punishing Fire? I don't think so, right? Because you can Lightning Bolt Asmo. You can't Lightning Bolt Grove or Punishing Fire. You can kill Asmo with a creature removal spell, which most creature decks have access to. Punishing Fire Grove is just, you just can't interact with it through like for most creature decks, just can't interact with it. Like you can Munitions Expert kill Asmo, you know, you can Reflector Mage Asmo. You have some outs to it. You just have no outs to Grove Punishing Fire. That's kind of like why it's so oppressive in my mind. Well, I don't think we're winning this game, period. But we're also not winning this game by like bolting their 1/1s here, so I think I'm gonna spend my mana and double bolt them. Ban Grove again, would Punishing Fire be good? It would be completely unplayable without Grove, unless there was a new enabler for it. It would be completely unplayable, Grove. Maybe I should have cast Ringleader. Guess it doesn't do anything. Gonna have to get very lucky here. Erasure my Ephemerate Soul Sister Punishing Fire deck. Oh yeah, your Soul Sister does trigger it too. Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of nicer, I think, to have Grove legal, because it's, you know, mana fixing that other decks can sometimes play. Well, you get them out of cards here, and we're going to take 4. Then we get Luris, which blocks the 1/1s pretty well. So if my opponent bricks really hard, we do have a chance to win this game. If we draw like Darcy, I guess Darcy's not Delirious. Delirious Darcy. Yeah, I agree. Wait, ever since MH1, people's attitudes toward bandit cards have been relatively soft. I guess I don't understand soft in this context, but I feel like I agree. People like since MH1 are just like very, very reactive with their band opinions, and I tend to like really wait a while before I form any of these kind of opinions. You know, there's a big difference between a card like not being okay, they hit Sling Gang, we're dead. There's a big difference between like a card being poorly designed and a card being ban worthy. You know what I mean? Okay, what are we cutting? I feel like we can cut the 6 discard spell. I want the 4 Ragavans on the play. We could cut the 4th Unholy Heat. The deck's kind of resilient to removal. Yeah, all the ridiculous cards from MH1 like Veil, Oko, Once Upon a Time, Field of the Dead, Mystic Sanctuary, Fairy Time Raveler card, The Great Creator, all the broken MH1 cards. Luris. I keep this. Let's put back Kroxa. Is Push really dead? It's not dead, it's just like there's gonna be an ebb and flow with like the 1-mana removal spells you want to play. Push is still a good card. But I think in this deck Unholy Heat is better. But not every deck is gonna, you know, get Delirium super well, and I think I'm gonna Kolaghan's Command here. We could Voidwalker first. Do I want to cast Prospector? I guess Prospector is like kind of the same as having a treasure token in play. Yeah, not every deck's gonna be red, of course. It's not like, yeah, it's not like if you play Push, you know, if the difference is like splashing for Unholy Heat or playing black, you're just gonna play Unholy Heat. Thoughts on Sphere of Annihilation? I'm still kind of digesting that card. That card's weird. Like, I'm not sure that it's better than Explosives, but it's cool. it's like it's kind of nice to play that card because it only hits creatures and planeswalkers, right? So it's kind of nice to play in a deck that is playing a lot of artifacts and enchantments and wanting creature hate. You know, like explosives can be awkward in some of these artifact matters decks. How come there's no good Monke Blood Moon list? Because you haven't brewed it yet, you know? There's Modern Horizons 2 is not a solved format. There's a ton of wiggle room. Yeah, people did want Grief Band the second it was spoiled. It was ridiculous. Been running a Braid mainboard in Delver lately. Yeah, just like main deck shadow effects are really good, I agree. Ignoble Hierarch on top. So I want to get in Ragavan so I can cast this Ignoble Hierarch. It's like some good value there. I know that we have no cards in our hand, but we do have Voidwalker, Luris, and then opponents like, you know, their mana development is pretty hindered. Second Monke. Is a mono red Obosh playing Ragavan? Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a deck. It's not like a super popular one. It is a deck. They kill my Monke. We have a backup Monke. Wow. Although, probably better to just like fear the Ragavan. Oh, the munitions expert's black. You never mind. Can block anyways. That would have been a really big mistake. But we'll just put Luris in our hand, cast Ragavan. One's at 9. Deck tech for Doom Vendor. Isn't that a bug? Prospector should be in exile. Yeah, it should be. Vance Yorion. I kind of feel like, in my opinion, I've like worked on decks like this. In my opinion, it's like it's the second Snoop. Okay. In my opinion, just like 4 Spreading Seas and some like random planeswalkers are really not enough to capitalize on Yorion, you know, getting to like recurse spells for you. It's just really like not enough like to justify putting Yorion in your deck. Winds of Abandon is not a playable card. I feel I wouldn't recommend playing Bant Charm either. There just seems like I've built like these Bant decks, right? I've built these Bant decks, and I really feel like you just don't need this many cards in your deck, and like, and I will also say it's like I'm gonna just try to draw a removal spell here, to not die to the combo. Maybe this is bad. Maybe this is worse than playing the second Voidwalker. Either way, we're dead to the removal to expert or Harbinger. So maybe I should just cast the second Voidwalker, huh? Yeah, I feel like I've built like these decks as bans, and I really feel like you just have a lot of fat you can trim, and just, you know, not play the main deck spreading season stuff. But this feels like a good draft of like a Yorion version of this deck. I just don't think Yorion offers you all that much. We knew our top card? Oh, we did know our top card. Sorry. Maybe I got a little bit distracted by the deck tech. So definitely punted this match. We'll see if we could just win anyways. So we can fear Luris, which makes them chump block with Munitions Expert. Top card is Lightning Bolt. Well, it's easy mode, I guess. Better lucky than good, huh? Fear Luris, since it just doesn't matter, they're just dead to this. Better lucky than good. Look, I got a bit distracted by the deck tech. Alright, but the deck is carrying us. It's literally carrying us. We trophied the last league we streamed too with the Bant deck. This is crazy. So with this red-black deck, for the leagues we played with it, I've trophied 6 out of the last 7 leagues I've played, which is unreal. And we're playing for now 7 out of the last 8 leagues. Dude, we played against Doom and Yindrik this league. Hand's great though. Doom was playing Elementals. Spoilers for his YouTube video, or maybe promo for the YouTube video. Yindrik's probably playing Miracles, right? Or the matchups this league. Oh, we played against Matthias 34 this league too. We played against Matthias 34 on Miracles. Let's save the Bauble. What was Klein playing? I can't remember. But then Elementals, Doomik on Elementals. Then Goblins, which is a hard matchup. And then now Yindrik on Miracles. Yeah, E-Tron was round 1. I just don't remember what was. Yeah, Matthias was E-Tron on round 1. I thought I said that. But I don't remember what well, yeah, Elementals I think is a tough matchup for this deck. I guess I'll play one Darcy. Maybe I should just play both. Get real aggro. It's probably not that good, but we're getting rid of the Brainstone, so I'm feeling a bit lucky. Just gonna try to get Delerium, so gonna graveyard pretty aggressively here. $50% of your league matches versus Rakdos. Yeah, Rakdos is cracked, dude. Did we need an instant or sorcery in the yard to get Delirium? We could, cast Kolaghan's command. Jacob is back. New deck is wild. Twitch.tv/Jacob. Is Jacob playing right now? I'm gonna follow real quick. Oh, it's the same account, just different name. Let's keep Thoughtseize on top. Okay, so if we get okay, they're drawing Island, not Terminus, so we should be not dying next turn. With Thoughtseize first. It's possible Inquisition bricks. Darcy is so good. No, please don't, Terminus. Okay, oof. Dodged. Be a counterspell? It's Steam Vents. Alright, well, I don't know if Yindrik plays Supreme Verdict, but I'm just gonna Thoughtseize or Inquisition. Dude, we built 4 lands with these guys. 4 lands with Darcy in a row. It's pretty absurd. Exile Polluted Delta. We'll see if we got them a Terminus. Nope, no Terminus. Should be good to go now. You're gonna be up a game. Oh, they're gonna draw 2. Right. Doesn't hit Terminus, we win. I was thinking they were gonna steal and chump, but that's probably better, the higher upside play. Okay, so matchup's a bit weird. We don't have a ton of sideboard cards. It's also kind of weird, like Unholy Heat is probably a card we want like at least 1, maybe 2, but drawing 2 can be really bad. But these are like the cards we need to be cutting on, I think. So I think I'll play 1 Heat, 4 bolts. It's just like, if you ever draw 2 Unholy Heat early, it's so bad. Even the first one you don't really want to have in your opening hand. But it is really nice that these can kill any of their planeswalkers. I'm gonna submit this. Our draw was very, very good that game. And we also got like Prismatic Ending to exile the Brainstone too. Yeah, so here's the Unholy Heat. But it is kind of nice, like, we have this in our hand. We're not going to draw another copy. I'm going to keep this. I guess I'm going to Darcy before Inquisition here. They Prismo. Second Darcy is probably wrong to commit into, like, Brainstone, because they could just Terminus me pretty easily. Graveyard that. Does have Terminus, which we can't take. And a hero, which we have Unholy Heat maybe for. Pretty sure we take Charm. I'm surprised Yindrik didn't Prismatic Ending me. We'll see if okay. So I imagine we're getting Terminus here, which is fine. So hero, Steven's Prismatic Ending, 2 unknowns, just kind of access, really not exactly what's over there for sure. I think I'm supposed to put Luris in my hand here. Yeah, Darcy Bauble is like pretty mana inefficient. I think I'm gonna still cycle the Bauble. Another Terminus on top. Well, glad. I guess maybe I could have done that before making any decisions. So we know hero Prismatic Ending Terminus. I feel like we can just jam Luris, or maybe I'll cast Darcy first. Yeah. And if they counter my Luris, we get to get it back with Kolaghan's command, and if not, we get to at least get some value here. I'm gonna graveyard that. Their hand is, they have top card is Fire Ice, so they can go Prismatic Ending, Fire Ice this, but then we have Kolaghan's command, so I'm kind of hopeful that that happens. It's just so nice to have a 1-mana answer to the Teferi that we know about too. Strong 2-for-1 with a Surveil 1 as well. They discard Teferi hero, so Yindrik's hand must be another Teferi hero, right? Like yesterday. Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be just kind of brutal dismantling of our opponent. Tourach on top, unreal, dude. And it's just so rough that that's like the second hero. I can't remember how many heroes Yindrik is playing right now. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3. I really just can't. I just don't know why people are shitting on Tourach. This card has been so good for me, just consistently. It's not good in every matchup, but the card has been very good. Their hand was Brainstone Terminus. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go. I guess we'll see if I Kroxa, maybe my line will change. But we can even discard Terminus in response to the Miracle trigger. I guess I could put Ragavan in the graveyard, actually. Need to get Delerium back, actually, too. The top card is Charm. Two cards on the bottom. New top card is Castle Vantress. Digging for that Terminus. It just doesn't matter, we have Kolaghan's command, even if they find it. Oh no. Trophied now 7 out of my last 8 leagues with this deck. It's unreal. Unreal. Actually unreal. What is what? What is what? Oh. Yeah, you can Kolaghan's command in response to